Last week, Matt Lown uploaded a video where he recreated the Energia II, a famous Soviet concept that never flew. And that brought me onto the idea, why don't I recreate it myself? Why don't I improve on the design? Because I think Matt Lown's recreation was good, but it wasn't accurate enough for me. And this isn't to diss Matt Lown, I like him, but this is just my version of the design. But what exactly is the plan of this mission? Well, as you can see, we will build the Energia II with the boosters. Now, the boosters are interesting in the Energia II because the idea was that the boosters have wings. And when they deploy, the wings would deploy and they would land with wheels, like a plane. But as you might know, in KSP2 we don't have any hinges to deploy wings. So, well, we won't see that. Too sad, too sad. But we will also put a payload into orbit. Now this payload is special, because if you know anything about the Soviet space program, you know there was one program that the Americans never even tried to rival. And that's what we will recreate too. But you might say, you know, improving on others' design is kind of easy because they already did the foundation work, and in theory, this would be correct. But let me tell you this, the footage you're watching right now wasn't recorded last week, not the week before, and not yesterday. This footage was recorded on the 4th of August 2023. 1 year ago. Not quite, but still. So this Energia was before Matt Lown did this Energia too. But why didn't I make a video about it, you might ask? Well, in old KSP2 there was a bug where when you tried to land it, you know, you went for re-entry, the wings would just fall off, and I didn't want to show you a sequence where the wings would fall off. You know, I wanted to show you a proper landing. But indirectly you have seen it before, because you have seen something the Energia II brought into orbit. In the Lathe video, where Senoth and I went to Lathe. Well, what was it? When we had the lander, the SSTO lander, we had to put it into orbit and refuel it. And this orange fuel tank was brought up there by Energia II. But I never showcased it for some reason. And then Matt Lown uploaded the video about the Energia II. And I was like, oh damn, you have one too. So Matt Lown's video was more of a reminder that I have built an Energia II as well. And I think it turned out really well. And, you know, taking into consideration this was built when KSP was still very, very buggy. Now it's just very buggy, so one very got away. I think it's quite good, you know. Also, attaching those boosters was a nightmare task back then, so I just cut it together real quick because I needed 15 minutes just to attach 4 boosters. And I don't even want to speak about the test flights. Oh Jesus, everything went wrong there all the time. Like, no matter what you did, it exploded. Now it's a lot better, you know, you don't need as many struts. You also saw I put a lot of struts there. I wouldn't do this nowadays anymore. But as you can see, the Energia II is almost done, and man, I would really love it if we could land those boosters with wings. Really, I would love that. Well, we can't have everything, I guess. Boosters are attached now, we can strut everything up, and with that we are complete. The whole spaceship is complete, so let's get to the launch.
Девять, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Here we are, soaring into space. The boosters have already decoupled. Everything that's left to do is get into a stable orbit. Here we are, and deploying the payload. And what is this payload? Well, you can see it here. Well, I still don't know what it is. You will see. But first of all, we have to land. But not the Energia II. We will land something else. Let's go. That's right, we will be landing the boosters. Wheels have already deployed, wings have deployed. Let's go. Who said it's impossible? Nothing is impossible with the editing magic of Premiere Pro. Here you can see we have already touched down off the booster and it's looking good. Everything's fine except that one wheel that's falling off, but we're decelerating and this booster can be reused on the next Energia II flight whenever that will be. So here you can see the booster once again, almost unharmed. Wasn't that cool? But there's something more to land. Now we will be landing the Energia II. Ladies and gentlemen, the Energia II has successfully landed. So let's get back to that cargo we put into space, because it has engines on it and it's accelerating to somewhere. Where could that only be? Well, you will see, you will see. First of all, let's get away from Kerbin with this beautiful shot, and then we will go to our target destination, which is Eve. We will go to Eve, because this here is a recreation of the Venera probes the Soviet Union put on Venus. And they were marvelous technology, marvelous Soviet technology. Even surviving temperatures on Venus required them to build it with play. So every piece was a little bit too small. But once you're on Venus, where it's 400 degrees Celsius, suddenly it works. But here we are entering its atmosphere. As you could see, we survived Eve's atmosphere, and here are the parachutes coming out. We are decelerating, we are nearing the ground. Heat shield deployed, it did its job really well, to be honest. And then we can start the landing procedure. We're getting closer to the ground, overseeing the surreal dead landscape of Eve and the probably poisonous clouds. But let's activate the engines, because they're still going a little bit fast. But is there enough fuel left to decelerate? Well, there isn't. The engines went off and we crashed into the ground. But gladly, the Venera probe survived. We have landed on Eve, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. But there's something more. I haven't told you. There's something more. Let's see what's inside of it. There's a capsule. There's a Kerbal in it. How did he snuck on board? So wait, we have a Kerbal stuck on Eve now. Holy shit, seriously, I don't know if we will ever get him back. Well, see you next time, I guess. That was the video. Bit of a different video, bit of a shorter video. A lot of effort though, and I hope you liked it. You can subscribe, or if you're interested to see how I put a submarine on lathe, click on the video on screen. Goodbye.